In this video, we're going to do a couple of things. First of all, we are using FreeCAD 0.21, which is the latest release. So let me just show you that. It's got this new fancy logo, different to the other one, and it's version 0.21.0, and I just downloaded it today, so this has to be the latest release. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to create a model, and I'll show you how we do that. We're going to create a file, we are going to create a part, and we're going to create a body. Inside that body, we're going to create a sketch. And I'm just going to create that on the XY plane. There's my sketch. As we go through, you'll see some of these things are different. This has got a bit of a new look and feel to it, based on the version. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a centered rectangle, and I'm going to go from the center, and I'm going to come out to about there, something like that. That's a good size. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to put a couple of holes in it. Put one here, put one here, put one here, put one here. Do, and then I'm going to make those holes symmetrical around the center point and do them diagonally. And hit those in there like that. And then I'm going to make all these holes the same size. So use the equal constraint. And then, so if we now move them, you can see those two are going to move together, and those two are going to move together. Now what I want to do is to constrain these together. So I'm going to constrain this with a vertical, and I'm going to constrain this with a horizontal. And now if we look, everything should move at the same time. So they're nicely constrained. All we'd need is a couple of dimensions, and we can lock that down. I'm not going to do that right now. What I'm going to do is go have a look at this guy. So you can see it's just a little bit different looking, the elements and the constraints themselves. I like it. It's all good. And then I am going to close this sketch. I'm just going to pad that. So I'll just accept this 10mm pad. And there I have a pad with 4 through holes in it. Now, I'm going to create a second body, and that second body is inside this part. Then I'm going to pop open this pad, and I'm just going to take the sketch, and I'm going to right-click it, copy, and I don't want the XY plane. There's already an XY plane where I'm putting it, so I don't need that XY plane. I'm just going to take the sketch and say OK. Now I'm going to click on that body. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to paste. And now sometimes when you do that in the tree, you see this sketch is actually outside of this body. I'm just going to drop it on top, so that sketch is now inside that body. And now I'm going to turn off this pad, and I'm going to go into this sketch. So let me just close that 1 second. So this is the sketch inside the second body, right? Body 001 is the second body. Body is the original body. So I'm going to go inside this sketch, and I'm just going to change the size of these holes, for instance. Or I could say, let's take one of these holes and just delete it, just so we can see that it's different. And then I'm going to pad this sketch, and I'll pad it. I'll just make it 5mm thick. And so you can see what I've done is I used the same sketch to make a pad in each body, and I modified the sketch because I used the sketch itself. I didn't link to the sketch. I just used a copy of the sketch. So that makes it nice and easy. If you want to take apart, let's say you've sketched something and then you want to go in and modify it like I did here. So I sketched something that had 4 holes in it, and I want to just put 3 holes in it. Of course, there's many ways we could do that. But in this particular instance, I'm just showing that you can take a sketch, you can copy it here, create a pad. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off this pad, turn on this pad. This is my original pad. I'll turn on that pad. So now my original pad has the second pad in it. One other thing, just to show you, they changed this little cube on here so you can get these corners a little easier to change the way that you're looking at the views. I like that. It's a little easier to get to move the guy around. Now I use a mouse that has a wheel or a ball on it, so I can do that. I do also have a space mouse. I don't use that as much, and the reason I don't use that as much is because most of the people watching don't have a space mouse, and I don't want them to feel like their stuff doesn't work the way mine does. But I do have a ball thumb wheel, and so that makes it a little easier for me to move things around. So that's how you copy a sketch. Okay, one other thing I wanted to show you, and just for interest, somebody asked me about how we reuse parts, and obviously reusing parts is important if you're doing a lot of CAD work. So another way to reuse a part is if I want to take this part and I want to keep that base part, but I want to say let's put a cutout in that part, I can do it like this. I can take this body and make sure it's the active body, and you can toggle the active body if you click here, toggle active body, or if you just double click on a body, it'll become active. So double click on that one, it's now the active body. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the sheep and I'm going to clone that body. So now this body, and that is a clone of that body. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that body back inside my part, because when you do it, it pops outside the part, and put it back inside the part to keep it on the same tree. Now if I look in this body, which I'm going to now make the active body, body 002, has a clone in it, and I'm just going to expand that and turn off body 001. If I turn off body 002, you can see that they are identical. Now what I want to do is I'm going to make that cut out. So I'm going to start sketch, XY plane, and I'm just going to draw a rectangular cutout. Pop it on there so you can see where it is. And we'll close that. And then we're going to make a pocket. We'll reverse it so that it actually cuts through it. And we'll say, OK. Now, what would be your expectation for body 001, given that body 002 was a clone of body 001? I'm going to turn off that body, and I'm turning it off just by hitting the space bar. I'm going to turn back on the original body. Notice it doesn't have a cutout. Now, if I go in there to the sketch that creates this body, open that sketch, I'm going to go in here, I'm just going to delete a hole. So just turn that on so we can see our sketch. Select that, and I'm just going to delete that hole. I'm going to close that, and now that hole is gone in this original body 001. Now when I go back into body 002, so I'm going to turn off body 001, and I'm going to turn back on my body 002. And notice my hole has disappeared in there. So now anything I do to that original part is going to happen to my clone part, and then the pocket's going to be taken away from it. So that gives you an opportunity to create a base part and then add and remove features. Now obviously if you're going to create that base part, you want to make sure all the features that you include in the base part are what you want in the cloned part. If you didn't want that third hole to be in the cloned part, then obviously you wouldn't have put it in there in the first place. So you can always go back to the original sketch, you can modify things in the original sketch, and then anything that you do to the clone after that will get done. One thing to be aware of, if you modify the sketch and you make it so that the sketch is now smaller than where that cutout is, obviously that's not going to work. It's going to break your model. So you have to be a little careful, you have to be mindful of how you do that. But that's another way that you can reuse parts. So you create a base part, and then that base part has different features on it. So I would use that if I was doing like a right hand and a left hand. Let's say we'd have 2 holes in this thing. So if you wanted to make a cutout for a handed version, so what we would do, obviously body 1 has no cutouts. I'll turn that one off. Body 2 now has this hand cutout. So what I'm going to do is go back to body 1, make that my active body. Turn off body 2. And turn on body 1. And I'm going to clone it using the sheet. And then I'm going to put that body back inside my part. And now I'm going to make body 3 my active body. I'm going to turn off body 1. Body 3 is now a clone of body 1. I am then going to create a sketch in the XY plane. And I'm going to just do the same cutout. Obviously we'd dimension it and everything if we were doing this for real. And then I'm going to say close. And I'm going to cut that out. And I'm going to reverse that. Say OK. So now I have a left hand. Turn off body 3. Turn on body 2. That's my right hand. Turn off body 2. Turn on body 1. And that's my blank. So that's the reason why you might use clones and be able to make a right-handed and left-handed version. They both have the holes in the same place, but have a cutout on different sides. Use your imagination as to what other pieces you might use in that for that to work. So that's all I'm going to do for today. It's just a couple of quick items. How to copy and reuse parts or reuse sketches and bodies in a part to make things useful and quick and easy. So you can always reuse sketches anywhere you want to use them. If you've already drawn a bunch of complexity and you want to put it somewhere else with some minor changes, the way to do it is just copy the sketch and put it in another body. So any questions, you feel free to leave me a comment. I get all my comments and I'll try to respond as best as I can. As far as the channel is concerned, we're growing nicely, but I'd like to grow quicker. I do look at the stats. It looks like 80% of the people who are watching this are not subscribed. Subscribing to the channel is absolutely free. Doesn't cost you a bean, and it helps me to get my videos out there. So the more subscribers I get, the more views I get, the more people will watch it, the more other people can benefit from it. Again, doesn't cost you anything, so please hit that subscribe button. If you want to find out what's going on when I release a new video, if you hit the little bell, that'll give you notifications. That will work very well for you. And then if you want to help me in the channel, you can always become a member of this channel right here in YouTube, or you can become a patron. That's great. Or if you just want to buy me a beer or coffee, if you want to do a coffee, if you send me money, it's going to beer. It's not going to coffee. I guarantee it. Anyway, but if you want to show a one-time support, feel free to go on to coffee.com. I'll put the link on this video, and you should see it right now. And that would help immensely too. I appreciate you guys watching the video. If you have any questions, comments, need any help, anything you would like to see in the future, just let me know. Thanks. I'll see you in the next one.